And Sahu. I am the registrar HBNI. On behalf of Institute, I extend a very warm welcome to everyone present for this faculty induction program, offline and online. This program is an important initiative to familiarize newly inducted faculty with academic framework, ordinances, and institutional ethos of HBNI. We are delighted to have you all with us today. To begin with, now I invite Professor Eketyagi, the Dean, to deliver the welcome address, please.
Thanks, Shri Sahu, Registrar HBNI, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar HBNI, colleagues from HBNI, and of course, the young faculty members. To be. Why I said to be? Because you become faculty members only after this formal step is over. Welcome you all to HBNI for this very important meet, which is called as Faculty Induction Program. Just to share a couple of thoughts with you, when I joined or when any one of you joined, how career progresses. You are doing your BSc, then MSc or BE, BTech, whatever. Then you get selected to training school or other modes of entry to DAE. It can be CAT 1 program and so on. Afterwards, you spend a couple of years to learn the nitty-gritty of research. You learn how to operate instruments. I am sharing all these things from my own life experience of last 41 years. Then you register for PhD. During our time, cooling period was not there. We could register within a year. Now, of course, 2 years cooling period is there, and for right reasons. Then you, of course, identify a PhD problem with the help of your guide, other seniors. You complete your PhD successfully, a matter of great joy and a great pride for all of you. Afterwards, some of you may go abroad for postdoc. Some of you may continue to work in your respective institutions or may do postdoc within India also. Afterwards, a day comes when you fulfill all the criteria led by HBNI, led by UGC to apply for status of faculty. Your application is received by us through head of the unit. We forward to BOS, respective BOS, and BOS deliberates in details. I must compliment you. You all could withstand the scrutiny of BOS, and then BOS recommends us. Here also we have a process. Not that which BOS recommends, we will agree for all the cases. There are few instances where we did not agree also. Very few, of course, yeah. Because HBNI also has some mechanism of scrutiny, but that is of course rare. Afterwards, you would like to operate your faculty status, to take students, to join doctoral committees, and to conduct courses for us. That all this can be done only after you undergo faculty induction program. So today's your participation in this special program is mainly to enable operate your faculty status. Already you have got letter signed by HBNI authorities. So after this program is over, you will be of course able to operate your faculty status, operate like a faculty member tomorrow onward. And in this today's program, of course, Honorable VC will speak, give you about his vision. Then we'll have two presentations by Dr. Rachna Agarwal about HBNI. We are slightly different compared to any other regular university. All this she would tell you. And then it is very important that we follow all the rules and regulation. So we have got HBNI ordinances, then we have got HBNI academic code of practice. Both the things Professor Naveen Kumar will share with you. And afterwards, I request you that just to be satisfied while guiding some students. Don't do that. You should do something more than that also. You come up with some unique courses. So bright people have assembled in this gathering, online as well as offline. Nation expects from you some unique courses which no one else in this country can offer. So with this, few words. Let me once again welcome you and encourage you to participate very actively in HBNI mandate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I invite Professor you
I
come
think before that, shall we have an introduction of who were there, who is present here, the name and division or group and unit.
At least those who are in person.
In person.
So
I did not do that because I know all of you.
Please,
may I now?
it is formal.
Yes, sir. We should start. Sachin,
Yeah.
you can
Sir, my name is Srikant Sahu. I'm from Analytical Chemistry Division, BRC. Myself,
You have done your PhD where?
Sir, I did my PhD in Mumbai University.
Mumbai.
Myself, Gauri Shankar Sahu, Health Physics Division, HAC.
Sir, I am Ornomitra Chatterjee from Mechanical Metallurgy Division, Materials Group.
Myself, Dr. Karthikeya Yadav, sir, from Regular Development Section Materials Group. I did my PhD from HBNI, even MPhil also from HBNI. Good morning, I'm Arnab Dasgupta. I'm from Reactor Engineering Division, BRC. I did my PhD from HBNI. My topic was regarding thermal hydraulics.
Good morning, myself Nagendra Toreti from Reactor Safety Division.
Myself, Dr. Karimullah Sheikh from Chemical Technology Division.
Oh.
I did it from HBNI.
HBN.
From Radiopharmaceuticals Division. Right now, I have just enrolled my PhD in it.
The same tech teacher, PG teacher. PG teacher. Yes, please.
I'm Devarupidas from Radiochemistry. Yes. So I am
Okay. So you have come as a PG teacher. Fine. Okay.
Little louder.
Oh.
I'm Sanjay Gupta. Yes. Atomic and molecular.
Very good morning. Warm welcome to all of you who are here, and also to those faculties and PG teachers who are online. And welcome to all of you. I am happy to note that there are different faculties and PG teachers from various groups: engineering, sciences, including biosciences, and chemistry is the maximum. So warm welcome to all of you for this faculty induction program. It is mandatory as per the UGC rule that anyone who is becoming a faculty should undergo a faculty induction program. And if you go to the manual of faculty induction program in UGC, there is one chapter which says that for 2 months we have to conduct this with the syllabus they have given. Right from induction, just is beginning about how to make a course, how to conduct classes, how to conduct examination, how to prepare question paper, how to conduct industrial visit for students. Every part of the faculty role in a regular university, and of course we don't do that here, many of these things. In a regular faculty in a university, whatever that they do, so those things will be taken as a module, and for about 2 months. So off day there will be lectures, and the remaining off day there will be interactive sessions with all the faculties, with the experienced teachers or faculties. So why they want it is, and I think partly Professor Tyagi has already mentioned that before you become a faculty, you should be knowing what is your role and responsibility. Most of us, we are not by profession teachers. We are all scientists, okay, and our full job is scientist. Till we retire, we are all scientists only. We are not paid as teachers. We are not recognized as a teacher outside. If you go there, they consider you are a BRC scientist. Nobody will tell you that you are a teacher in some institute. So we play a dual role, and we do this as an additional responsibility. So you become a faculty, and you continue to do your main job, which is also important, and you also have to teach. So there should not be any dilution or lacuna in being a faculty. You should not, certain responsibility and role of faculty you should not miss. Okay, that is the reason for which this faculty induction should be done. So what is the university's rules and regulations and statute or ordinance? What is that it says? How one can be a faculty conducting classes, conducting the examination, and or the mostly we are doing MTech and PhD as far as our engineering and scientific institutions are considered, except for Tata Memorial Center, where they do specialty and super specialty medical courses. So we have to know all these requirements of rules, regulations of the university before you become a full-fledged teacher. So it is mandatory that you should know from the responsible authorities that what is the rules and regulations and the ordinances of the particular university, and that you should practice. That is one thing. Second thing is that specific to the particular university, like we want certain things to be informed to you, that what you should do as a regular faculty. Regularly certain assignments you should do, so that you are also feeling that you are a responsible faculty of this university. It is not that just you fill up some form, you become a faculty and write somewhere that I am associate professor or professor, and write in the biodata. Then you will not, tomorrow, let us say after 60 you retire, you want to go for teaching, because teaching allows you up to 70 years. Okay, officially up to 70 years you can do teaching. So suppose you want to leave at 55, you want to go for an educational institution. You would have seen some colleagues leave and they go to IIT Bombay, they go to ICT Mumbai, they want to continue in an academic profession. So if you want to do an academic profession, definitely you should be very familiar with all the roles and responsibilities of a faculty. So this is very important thing. Second thing is that the purpose of becoming faculty, one is to teach. In your training school or in your PhD JRF program, you will be teaching. Second thing is to guide students. That is a very important thing. So you are eligible to take students and guide them for PhD. That means you become a very responsible faculty, because you are going to give all your knowledge, wealth of knowledge and practice and training to the student, so that he becomes a faculty, PhD, and tomorrow he become a faculty. Then tomorrow he will be again, taking another student. So what you are learning and what you are going to practice to your student is going to be very important. That is how you are creating a generation of PhD scholars and faculties. So that's why very important. What I request all of you, that you have just applied, you got this recognition, take it serious. Just for a month or two, go through all the publicly available information in our website. Visit the HBNI website. This is one thing. Publicly it is available. You see all the authorities, you see all the academic programs, research programs, or any other menu is everything you go through. Then we also have a copy of our academic code of practice and any other responsible documents. It is available there. You should download, keep it with you. Whenever you get some time, you should be able to go through that. Because today you may get 1 or 2 hour lectures to understand something. They may be able to give you some essence of it, but not everything. So you should read it. So a very good faculty is a person who knows all the rules, at least to some extent, important rules on his own. You need not have to go and ask somebody that what I can do in this situation. That is not correct. Or second thing is that you do something with somebody guiding you, without understanding the ordinance or a code of practice, and that become a mistake. Then HPNI sends back the file that this procedure is wrong. You cannot do this. So that is where that you have to go through this ordinance and the code of practice, which is very, very important. It is available PDF file. You can download and do it. Second thing in the website, what you should do, important thing is that you should upload your data, faculty data. Okay, you once you go there, you put all your, it asks for your name, your all other details as per the UGC norms. They will ask you Aadhaar card number also. They will ask many information. Then all your awards, recognitions, publications, important publications, all that you have to. That gives another thing, because let us say that there is a JR interview in July. We are going to take, let us say, 250 students. These students would like to choose a faculty or a topic depending on the, they want to know who is this person. Okay, suppose somebody is there giving a project in that, Dr. Vasundhara Singh. So they want to know who is Dr. Vasundhara Singh, what is the academic background, research background, how many students they are already with that person, how much publication is made, what facilities available. So this information will help to choose you as the faculty by or guide by the students who are applying, because they are given freedom to choose the project and guide. So this is very important. You should put it there. Otherwise, also anyone want to invite you for a talk. They want to invite you for some doctoral committee, invite you as an external examiner. They would like to know the details. This is the only place where they can get it, in the university website. So please upload all your details as a faculty, and you can do it in our Anuvidya today. We have a provision. You can enroll your name, then get a password, then you can put all your details, then you can subsequently you can update it also. This is very, very important. Then third thing is that after putting all your faculty details, after go through all the ordinance and everything like that, whenever there is some the PST Viva, whenever there is some program that is related to HPNI there, please try your best to attend it. Then what happens practically, you see how the procedure is being followed by everyone. If you attend 2-3 DC meeting, if you attend 2-3 Viva, then you will know how the procedure is practically being conducted. That is very important. So don't ignore if you get a chance to attend any program of HPNI or any PST Viva or any DC meeting. If you are a member, please attend all the meeting. You find out, and that is very good for you to practically update yourself. Then if there are, I have seen many of you told that you are PhD from HPNI. So we are now going to have an elaborate data collection for the alumni of HPNI. So we are going to, recently we have planned and we are going to update alumni details. So if you have done here, just put your enrollment number, your details come, current details, whatever that is, when you are student, you try to update it or modify it. Then later on you put all other details, so that your as an alumni of HVNI, also your data is required there. So this also you should do. Though you are an employee, you are serving here, as an alumni you should do that. Then last but not least, that after this program is over, I think you will be signing an undertaking form that will be given as a faculty. This is a requirement, and giving that undertaking form, HVNI accepts, you become a full-fledged faculty. So hereafter, whether you are making a presentation in any conference, seminar, workshop, please always write, in addition to your position in BRC, you write at the bottom also that you are an associate professor, assistant professor in HPNI, you should write. That gives a visibility perception for HPNI, number one. Number two, if possible, there is standard one page about HPNI, we have a template of PPT. You can always add in the end, before thank you, or in the beginning, you say that I am from HBNI, I am an associate professor, I have following students guided by me in different topics, and more details I'll be able to discuss with you. Then you go to your regular topic. So this is also very important. If you require, that is I think available in the website also, one page template of what is HBNI, because people do not know much about HBNI. They think it is like another institute. They don't know that DAE has got such a premier research institute, I mean deemed to be university. HBNI, they also think that another research institute which we are having in DAE. So you should give that perception, the visibility to HBNI. That is first thing. Second thing, that all of you must have already published very good number of papers. Now onwards, once you are taking this undertaking and then you become full-fledged faculty, any publication that you make, even if you are a third author, fourth author, in your name you put an additional star and write that you are associate professor or professor, assistant professor in HBNI. This is very important. Why I am telling, suppose somebody is assistant professor, and let us say after 5 years you are coming for, as an associate professor. Then that time we will be asking how many papers you have published in the last 5 years since you become assistant professor, and how many of that you have put HPNI as a institute in that. This is very, very important. And sometimes, except that those projects where that is not. But I feel that when you are a co-author, when you are a first author, definitely this HPNI application must be put, and you write full name, Homi Baba National Institute. Okay. On Nagar, Mumbai. This is very important. Some people can write also a CI of HPNI, but my request is that you should write full name, HPNI, Homi Baba National Institute, HPNI, Nagar, Mumbai. This is very important for all your publication. Somebody who is associate professor, when you come for upgradation to professor, or professor coming for senior professor, you must tell that how many papers in which you have put HPNI application. This is very, very important, mandatory. We look into that before we decide whether we should give or not. This is very important. The first one is just you are giving visibility to your own institute. I know that all of you will be getting a lot of invitation as invited speaker, keynote speaker, and you will be going to many other institutions where you will be called for giving a talk. Always you mention HPNI. Try to add that one slide if possible. So this is what is that I generally wanted to advise as you are just entering into this new position in addition to your current responsibility at your institution. So you should do this, and this is going to help your institute. It is going to help HPNI, not me or Professor Tyagi or any of my colleagues. We are all temporary. We are moving from somewhere to here, and we will go back. But there will be additional people coming. HPNI will remain ever same, and we should see that HPNI is glorified with years, and with all of you becoming faculty. You are all young people. You will be working. I know that for 20 years, 30 years. I do not know how many years, but you should take HPNI to much more glory in your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful remarks. Now, I invite Dr. Rachna Agarwal, Assistant Dean, HBNI, to make a presentation about HBNI.
Good morning, one and all present here. I welcome you all to this faculty induction program. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Dean Academic has already given you a good preview of what HBNI is all about. Let us hear it more formally today. So why FIP is required? As you've already known, it is a mandatory requirement by UGC for all newly recruited regular full-time faculty members to go through the faculty induction program within 2 years of their joining service. So they give you a bandwidth of 2 years, but Shubhasya Shigram. So we do it right in the beginning. The main objective of this FIP is to help our faculty members understand their roles and responsibilities and familiarize themselves with the structure, functioning, and professional expectations in the HBNI that they are becoming a part of. Now, so let's begin what HBNI is. We are a deemed to be university under Section 3 of the UGC Act 1956, and we came into being on June 3, 2005. So this day every year is celebrated as our Foundation Day. We are also a fully funded grant-in-aid institute of Department of Atomic Energy since 2014. The HBNI comprises currently of 10 CIs and 4 off-campus centers. It's wrongly written here. We have had 2 more centers joined with us recently. I'll explain the CI and OCC terms to you. We call an institute our CI, which is with us since our inception. So those 10 institutes which became a part of HBNI on June 3rd, 2005 are called as CIs, and any other institute which joins us later is being termed as an OCC. Our core values, we follow a student-centric approach. So wherever student comes with a problem, we try to find a solution rather than just sending him back. We have an ethical conduct. We want to promote excellence, world-class education and research, and science for the benefit of the society. Major objectives of the institution are to encourage pursuit of excellence in STEM courses, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, in a manner that has major significance for the progress of indigenous nuclear technological capability. We also want to provide an academic framework for integrating basic research with technology development at all the research centers and granting-led institute of the department. We also want to nurture an environment for attracting high quality manpower in science, including engineering sciences, for taking up a career in nuclear science and technology and related areas in DAE, and also to encourage interdisciplinary research. To this end, we have recently constituted a new BOS called as Interdisciplinary Sciences and Engineering, where those students who are working at the interface of 2 or different fields can register. Now, the journey of HBNI is being depicted in this slide. The first steering committee to set up HBNI was constituted on April 21, 2003, and we submitted documentation to MHRD on January 14, 2004. The constitution of the first COM, that is Council of Management, designated individuals to the post of director and dean was done on November 18, 2004. Subsequently, HBNI was registered as a society. There was a visit by an expert committee which was appointed by UGC to HBNI on March 28, 2005. Again, HBNI was registered as a trust on June 2nd, and the very next day we received a notification by MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, declaring us as a deemed to be university. We received our first approval for declaration of results by COM on July 14. First review of functioning of HBNI by a review committee set by MHRD was done in 2009. Review by a committee appointed by UGC was done in 2010, and so on and so forth. So the last important milestone for us is at serial number 17, where we received a notification from Ministry of Education approving 4th off-campus center, that is Actrac Navi Mumbai became our 14th institution very recently on March 27, 2026. Now, this is the overall spread of the various CIs and OCCs across the length and breadth of the country. We have 4 R&D centers, BRC, IGCAR, RRCAT, and BECC, and we have around 10 grantee-led institutions with us. The 4 in bold are the off-campus centers, which joined us after 2005. Now, how does HBNI function? At academic, at administrative management, these are the following bodies. On the left-hand side, what you see are the bodies responsible for academic management of the institute. So Council of Management, headed by Chairman AC, is the apex body, which does all the decision-making of the institute. The highest academic body is Academic Council, which works on the advice of Standing Committee of Deans. A Standing Committee of Deans is the body in which all the Dean Academics across our CIs and OCCs participate. Then we have another academic body called as Board of Studies. Board of Studies is the body which has screened your application for faculty induction. Board of Studies is also responsible for giving approval to new programs and syllabi for new courses. On the administrative side, on the right-hand side, we have a planning and monitoring board, which advises on various administrative matter. In line with UGC's requirement, we have an internal quality assurance cell, which is responsible for maintaining the quality standards of the institute. And we have a finance committee for running any show. You need money and you need approvals. So there is the finance committee. Now, there are 9 boards of studies currently in HBNI: chemical sciences, engineering sciences, physical sciences, medical and health sciences, life sciences, medical sciences, study for applied system analysis for things like nuclear law, nuclear management, humanities things. We have an integrated master's program governing BOS, and the newest of all is interdisciplinary science and engineering. We are currently offering 48 different programs. PhD and MTech is not the only thing we have in our kitty. We have integrated PhD, both in single degree and double degree options. Those who do not do MTech, they can opt for MSc Engineering. We have different MSc programs in physics and mathematics. There is a program in integrated masters which is running at NICER in life sciences, physical, chemical sciences. We also have certain diploma courses such as diploma in radiological physics and lot many specialty courses which are run by TMC such as MSc Hospital occupational therapy and so on. The highest of them is MD, which is a broad specialty medical course, and DM and MCH, which are super specialty medical courses in oncology offered by TMC group of centers. Now, HBNI, for the benefits of its students and faculty, has signed many academic collaborations, that is MOUs, with renowned institutes and universities of the country. There are 28 such MOUs which are in place as on date. We are signing new MOUs every year, and there are certain guidelines as to what all centers, universities, or institutes we will sign MOUs with. They should have certain minimum eligibility criteria such as their NIRF ranking, their NAC accreditation levels. Now, what are the benefits that you can harness under these MOU? A student who is registered under a supervisor for PhD in one of the partner institutes under an MOU can have a co-supervisor from other partner institute. For example, you have a student with you here at HBNI with BRC as the CI. You can have a co-supervisor from IIT Bombay with whom we have a MOU. The PhD students in one partner institute may carry a part of their coursework in the other partner institutes with credit transfer facility. If you feel that certain courses are very much essential or important for your student to have, and those courses are available in IIT Bombay, HBNI central office, or your particular institute is not offering that course, your student can very well go there and have the credits earned. We also offer exchange of faculty for lectures and research for short periods under these MOUs. Now, we are doing a lot of work, but this is not without a harness. We are being regulated by multiple agencies. UGC, that is University Grants Commission, and the Ministry of Education is the primary body, which is responsible for all the masters and PhD program. Then we have AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, and the Ministry of Education again, that governs our MTech program. We have National Medical Council and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which governs or looks after our programs under medical, mostly the programs which are done by TMC and TMH. We are also governed by Indian Nursing Council, which is responsible for looking after, or we are responsible rather for following their rules for our MSc Nursing program. We get our rating from National Assessment and Accreditation Council. And last but not the least, rather the most important, is DAE. We are governed by all the rules and regulations framed by Department of Atomic Energy. Now, how you all have come here, you will cover it. Okay, I'm going to skip this slide because Naveen sir is going to cover this. Few important points for all the new faculties who have joined here. An HBNI faculty member can guide a PhD student enrolled under HBNI from any CI or OCC or from any discipline if required research expertise match. You are a faculty in chemical sciences, but you can also guide a student in life sciences if his or her work requires your expertise. So we do not put any boundaries with reference to your discipline or the CI. You sitting in BRC can also guide a student. You can be a guide to student in VCC or IG card if the requirement is felt so. If a faculty has less than 3 years of service left before superannuation, you all have a long time ahead. But don't forget these when you're reaching your superannuation. If they have less than 3 years left before superannuation, a co-guide has to be mandatorily be there for a fresh PhD student. If you're an ongoing PhD student, then it's fine. But if you have 3 years left and you want to take fresh student, have a co-guide on board with you, without which the application will not be accepted here. However, a faculty member who has less than 2 years of service left before superannuation shall not be permitted to take any new PhD student under him or her as a co-guide. So your viable years of taking new student is years to superannuation -2. A faculty automatically loses the title at the time of his or her retirement, resignation, transfer to any other institute which is not a CI or OCC of HBNI. If one of you wants to go to any other institute, for example, somebody joins AIMS or Delhi University, you will cease to become and hence you will have who is enrolled with. However, to facilitate completion of the academic programs undertaken by the students who are already underway, HBNI may provide a window of 6 months. We say may provide, but most of the time we give that 6 months period as a buffer for you to complete if you can complete. Now, okay, sir is gonna take this up also. That eases me out further. Huh? You will cover it. Now, how can you contribute to HBNI in a very big way? This is also there. This is also there. Sir is gonna, so this is the slide that Honorable Vice Chancellor has been talking about. This slide will be shared with you by Dean Academic, and we request all of you to keep on updating this slide on an yearly basis and include it as a part of any oral talk or presentation or invited talk that you deliver elsewhere. This is very important for increasing the visibility and perception of the institute across the populace of the nation. Thank you so much and welcome all once again.
Okay. So thank you, Rachana. A very good morning to all present offline, online, and it's my pleasure to share with you some of the things. The most of the things have already been told to you, and those who are with the HBNI, they are, I'm sure, they are familiar with many of the things. Okay. Just open. Share the presentation. So, welcome to all of you. And now, as Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dean, everybody has told, you are entering into a different role, and you can say one of the most important role of your life. Because see, it is easier to be a student rather than to be a guru or guide. Because when the word attached is guru or guide, this means that word itself carries a lot of weight. The guru itself means bhari. If you look at in the Hindi, its meaning. And why that word is bhari, why that weight is attached to that word guru, that will become clear. Because until you are a student, you are responsible only for yourself. But when you are a guru or a guide, you are responsible for somebody else's life. And typically, if the student happens to be a PhD student, then you know there are several issues. Because you are in a way mentoring a person and all his entire life journey. That depends upon how this PhD work gets completed, particularly for the non-employed students. Because if it is an employee, I already okay, even if it happens, even if it gets delayed by 1 year or so, doesn't matter so much because the person is already employed. But if the person happens to be say full-time student and he is a non-employee, then his entire career path or the entire life trajectory, that depends upon how this PhD work gets accomplished, how much time it takes. So that way, for those people who are will be recognized after this for the faculty position, they have the immense responsibility. In a way, they are supposed to mentor the student, just like you will like to mentor your own kid or your own ward. So that is the responsibility attached to that. So please always be aware of this fact that yes, he is my baby or she is my baby, and I need to take care of all the things. Because the student, you know, till you are a student, you are impulsive in nature. You are maybe means not your vision is very short term, and student himself is not aware of what are his duties, what are his entitlements, what are his responsibilities, and how fast he need to complete the work. But it is the responsibility of the guide, because guide is supposed to know each and everything. Okay, so that way you can say that it's a very important entitlement. And as has already been told to you that just to be brief again, I can tell that we are today the 14 premier institutions of DAE. They come under HBNI. 4 are our R&D centers, which are written already, you know, BRC, IGCAR, RRCAT, and VCC. Besides that, we are having 10 granted aid institutions, and you can say we have the advantage that these granted institutions, they are from the highly specialized oncology field. Rather than medical field, that is also medical field, also oncology. Okay, besides that, we have the institutes like which are more than a decade old, or nearly sorry, century old, you can say that way. SINP, Sai Institute of Nuclear Physics, IPR, we have TMC, Institute of Mathematical Sciences, Harishchandra Research Institute, and we have Institute of Physics, National Institute of Science Education and Research, Bhubaneswar, and we have again then three the cancer research institutions, highly specialized, Mahamna Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Cancer Center, and Homi Baba Cancer Hospital Research Center, New Chandigarh, and Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer, Navi Mumbai, which is the recent addition, only a week old, that has been given the status of OCC. So that way we are having 14. And if you look at our NIRF rankings, okay, in last 5 years, HBNI is making a steady progress. You can see that in the university category, in 2021, we were 18th ranked, and today we are 12th ranked in India. In research institution category, we are from 13 to 11 to 15 after delaying now since last 2 years. We are 6th and 7th ranked. And in the overall category, we are ranked today the 20th in India. And it's a matter of great pride for us to be in the galaxy of the top ranking institutions. And our long-term goal is to be among the top 10 institutes in world. Okay, and not only my goal, that is the goal of from today onwards, that will be your goal also, because after all, see, all of us will be stakeholders in this. Okay, you will also be the big contributors. And as the government of India has highlighted, or already stated that we want to be a developed nation by 2047. And if that is the goal, then the meaning of the developed nation is not only that, one or two parameters. Basically, you can be called a developed nation only if you have that development in all the spheres of life, including education. Okay, so today you can see the objective or the task ahead. Today we have none of our institutions in top 10. And if we want to be in top 10, how much effort we need to put and what it takes to do that. But this will be a very little effort if you compare that effort with the freedom fighters who sacrificed their life, like Bhagat Singh Bose. You can count umpteen number of those figures who are our inspiration. Let us make a little bit of contribution towards that journey. With that, let me tell you now what are the roles and responsibilities. I am going to harp more on this. What are your entitlements? What are the things you need to take care while while being in the role of a faculty? If you look at the first and foremost role is guiding doctoral, MD, DM, or whatever category you are there, whether you are in the life sciences or whether you are in the health sciences or engineering, you will be guiding the students. Then mentoring the students as chairman, members of the different committees, doctoral committees, monitoring committees, so on and so forth, including your standing academic committees and members of the board of studies. I will look forward that many of you will be there in those positions also. Then teaching a course, because I can see that almost out of 153, nearly 68 or 70 members are today who will be given the title of PG teacher. So they will be teaching a course. Then guiding the students for the project work as part of the coursework. See, one is you are getting the student full time. You are responsible for the thesis work. Other is we have short-term projects also, and many of you will be guiding the students for those projects also as a part of coursework. Then proposing a new coursework or the new academic program. See, one of the beauty of the, if you look at DAE or HBNI is that, see, if you compare us with the institutions outside in India, what we'll find is most of our projects are the live projects. See, as if you go to a conventional university, you will say, okay, what project I need to do? Then the guide thinks 100 times, okay, what project I can give, what is feasible, what is not feasible. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at, see, our advantage is that we have the live projects, and we have the projects from our nuclear fraternity, and that gives us a big advantage. Because in the sense that what I mean to say is that we are working on the frontier areas of science and technology. So that way, our duty is that let us propose the new courses also in line with the. See, many courses you will see why is an IIT is IIT or why is ISC is ISC. The reason being that they keep on upgrading their curriculum as and when required, or very frequently. And many times you will find they will be teaching the things which are still in the research papers, they are not in the textbooks. So likewise, same thing is expected from our faculty also, that wherever you feel and whatever course you are teaching, okay, propose the new courses, new academic programs also likewise, and you will find that many of our programs, when I will show you many programs, they are unique in India. No other institute is offering those programs. For example, the highly specialized courses in oncology, they are the niche area of TMC and our HBNI. Nowhere in India anybody is means offering those courses. You will find that recently there was a news article that many of the specialists in oncology, earlier even if they have done some sort of you can say internship with some other person, they used to be recognized as specialist in that. But now the government has stopped that practice. Okay, so you can see how much means weightage and this our courses they are having, and how specialized our courses are there. Then writing, editing book or book chapters, that is also one of the roles and responsibilities of the faculty. I will further go into that. Then besides this, which are related to teaching, whatever I have summarized, tried to summarize in a nutshell in this, and many more things will be there. That these are the means main things I have summarized over here. Other things, as we will get involved with the academic work, you will come to know. Okay. Likewise, other responsibility is that providing the data to the HPNI. See, we have a distributed structure, and that distributed structure is an advantage also. Plus, it has its own challenges also. See, advantages are that the distributed structure is, as the Honorable Vice Chancellor has also told, that at the core you are working scientists, particularly in our R&D centers. That is an advantage because that gives you the exposure to the live projects where you can formulate your projects accordingly. That is an advantage. But if you look at the disadvantage, is that many times you try to relegate this as a secondary job. And when you try to say this is a secondary job, that creates lots of problems, particularly for the students. So in that sense, and moreover, we require this some data from HBNI faculties. And unlike a traditional, this conventional university, many times we feel that this data doesn't come as fast as it is required. So what is your responsibility? Your responsibility is to provide us the data, the projects which you are handling, the DAE, we know that Apex and sub-projects are there. Apex project is there, sub-project is there. At the same time, you might have, so for example, my colleagues from TMC, they are having many of the projects funded by the private agencies as well as the non-DA units. So that data you should always keep in mind, and whenever time comes, you please forward it to your either to directly to the HBNI, or you can forward it to your concerned dean academics. They can transmit the data to us. Otherwise, there is a online this tab is there, as was told to you, that from next day onwards itself you will be given one account as a faculty, where you can fill in all your details. and those details have several advantages. Not only the scientific work you can populate there, you can populate even the projects handled by you also. So you can fill in that data there also. Then the awards or the recognition received by the faculty as well as your student. They can be Best Poster Paper Award, they can be DAE Young Engineer Awards, Science and Technical Excellency Awards, whatever award, or they can be even DST, Bhatnagar Award, this award, so award, many are there. And whatever award you or your student is getting, please forward that also to us. Then participation and presentation in conference by students and faculty. Okay, wherever you have participated, wherever you have made a presentation, you please send share that data also. And I will tell you why this data is important to us, because this data is important to us. Ultimately, we are submitting this data to the different government bodies. As Rachna has told in us that we are governed by UGC, we are governed by NAC, we are governed by NMC, and so on and so forth. So this data is required by them, and based on that, the rankings are decided. And if you look at this, is something like you can say the symbiotic arrangement. If your ranking is good, okay, see, given a choice, if your ward is there, what you would like to go? When you are selecting institution for admission, the first thing you would look for is the ranking. Okay, if your ranking is good, you are going to join that institution. And in a way, indirectly, what it means is the top ranking students, they will be joining you if your ranking is good. And indirectly, if a good student is coming to you, this means you will have good publications. Ultimately, they are going to help you. This is a cycle. Okay, so that's why these things are important. So likewise, the organization of a conference with proceedings, that also whatever data you are having, you please share with us. Okay, then information about students leaving the program without completion. See, sometimes it can happen, one or two students, they might be leaving. Okay, again, you should promptly tell this information, or they provide this information through your Dean Academics to HBNI Central Office that, okay, so and so student is there, he or she has left. Okay, so that information is also important for us. So these are some of the parameters. Just I want to show you that how the rankings are decided. So see, ultimately, the proof of the pudding is basically eating in it. And likewise, ultimately, this is your ranking which determines, okay, where you are placed. If you look at this, these are some of the parameters I have given you. That first thing is teaching, learning, and resources. What it says is that what resources you are having, whether you are having enough number of classrooms, whether you are having enough number of projects, whether you are having enough number of faculty. So many things are there. So that's why it is again broken down into several parameters, sub-parameters, like student strength, faculty-student ratio, faculties with PhD. So typically you will find in many of the, particularly this technical education earlier, the norms were that PhD is not required. You will find many faculties used to be even BTech also. BTech faculty and teaching the BTech students. Likewise for others also. But fortunately in HBNI we have very good score. All our faculties are, most of our faculties are with PhD. And similarly, financial resources and utilization. This is one parameter which I was asking you. Please submit data related to that. Because whatever financial resources you are having, whichever project you are handling, that comes under this parameter. Okay, and this parameter is one which tells us that, okay, we will compile this and we will submit to this, and that is having assigned some weightage also. Likewise, online education, which I have missed. These days, this online education is very important. And if you look at one of the biggest revolution in the education field, if you ask me, which has taken place in recent years in India, that is basically online education. And the online education has democratized the education system like anything. Otherwise, earlier, those who are coming from the rural background, they know how much difficult was for them to assess the good resources. People used to literally struggle, okay, with the good resources. I will give you typical examples. How many of you used to know in your 10th standard or the 11th standard Rasnik holiday? Only a few. Not everybody. Likewise, if you ask, okay, how was your access to the coaching classes? Coaching classes used to be only in the metros. It moved to second tier cities only on later on. So resources used to be a big crunch. And what was the implication was that though there are people, there are persons who are capable, they are in the rural areas, towns, they never used to have access to this quality education. are the resources. That was the big hindrance. And today, if you just open the net or you surf this mobile, you will find that every day there is a story. The ward of so and so, who is a laborer, who is a farmer, who is a rickshaw puller. He got selected in IIT. He got selected in German's NEET. He got a good rank. What is the difference? The difference is internet. Difference is online education. Online education has done two things. Number one, it has made the availability of these resources to every nook and corner of the India. Okay, just by charging 100 rupees mobile phone, you can get all the information. Number one. Number two, what it has done is it has made it affordable. See, if you go today also, if you go any coaching institute, if you want to enroll your ward in online in-person physical course, okay, the charges are maybe you will say okay, 1 lakh. What if it is online? You can get the same course in 5,000 rupees. Okay, so again I'm harping on this online education wherever you are. This is the tech savvy generation, Gen Z. Okay, and if you want to contribute really in a big way, okay, and if you want to contribute in national development, come out with online courses. Come out with the online courses where you know that these courses are not available in the conventional universities, because we have our niche area of nuclear science and technology, we have our niche area of oncology, okay, and believe me, whatever courses are available, HBNI courses are available on HBNI, on NPTEL also. See, what is there is a single course that is being enrolled by more than 2,000 students at a time. So that shows that, and nowhere there is such big number demand is there. And what is the reason is? Reason is that because you are having the specialized courses. So please contribute towards that. You propose those courses. Okay, typically what NPTEL wants is that if such and such course is being taught in university for 2-3 years, they will immediately take that. And how HBNI can help you in online this content creation is we have state-of-the-art digital studio. Okay, so whatever recording etc., everything will be, my IT team will take care. Okay, we have an IT team, but the contents you need to make, you need to formulate half-an-hour courses. Okay, something like spanning 15 hours or 30 hours for that, so that we can make it a credit course. And otherwise, from the other people, they can take it as an audit course. That is one contribution I would like all of you should make. Okay, you can target at least once in 2 years. Let me make one course. Then okay, other things are also there. This is that. Okay, this is also again a burning issue. You know, India is a continent in itself. So we say it's a country. Okay, people already say it's a subcontinent. Okay, geographically also, and if you look at the size was also, because geographically the sea and Himalayas, they give it a distinct identity. And if you look at the size wise, you can say it is bigger than many of the European continent itself. You take at that is of the same size as India. And if you look at diversity, see, no other country in the world will having something like 22 recognized languages. And again, if you look at the Indian knowledge system, or when we say the regional languages, if you look at the biggest hurdle in India in earlier times used to be, okay, English. See, those who are from the vernacular languages and those who have studied in up to 10th in mother tongue, they know how much pain it takes to transit from the mother tongue to the English. And many meritorious students, they simply used to drop out of many courses just because of this language barrier. Okay, but thanks to the today's system, and thanks to the when you are coming to the recruitment system also in BRC, you know that many times the BRC people, they tell you that okay, you can speak in any language, and that's why we are able to attract highly talented people. Okay, so likewise, those who have studied in vernacular languages, this is time to pay back. If you can make some courses, okay, even ordinary courses in vernacular languages in your mother tongue, again we can help you. That is also one of the mandates. That is also you can do that. Okay, so now this was about the teaching, learning and resources. Next item is research and professional practices. Again, I don't want to harp much on that, but the thing is that publications. Now from today onwards, you will be HBNI faculty. Your job is that wherever, whatever publications you are making, you need to mention in your publication the name of the HBNI. Because once you are HBNI faculty, you are always an HBNI faculty. Many, particularly my colleagues from R&D institutions, they take it like this: only if I'm having HBNI student, I will mention HBNI. Okay, so please, this is a dichotomy, and this is wrong. As the Honorable Vice Chancellor also told, when you will go for the upgradation of the faculty, at that time it will be checked how many your publications you have mentioned HBNI. So please do mention HBNI name in all your publications. Try to generate patents, okay, wherever it is feasible, okay. Then other things are also there. This several these are there, but these are the 2 points I want to make regarding parameter number 2. Then graduation outcomes, I will come to that part in a little bit more detail, and perception also. Okay. Now, if you look at, see, what I want is, if you want to be in top 10 in world rankings, then you are our, you can say, brand ambassadors. You are the biggest contributors, faculty and students. And some of the parameters which I have identified for discussion today is first is the publications. See, in publications, I have told you one thing. First thing is, you mentioned the dual publication, dual affiliation. Earlier, the journals, only few journals used to give you this freedom that you can mention the dual affiliation. Now, everywhere, every journal is accepting. It doesn't take anything. You are from BRC, you mention BRC A, then you mention B, okay, and superscript, and B, you say, okay, I'm a member of HBNI also, so and so. So that is permissible now. You mention that. Then intellectual property rights, you know that IPR is something, or the patents is something which is again, if you want to be in top 10, see, what is the difference is how many patents you have filed, how many of your this startups you have made, how many of your students are entering into the entrepreneurship. Okay. Now, Rachana showed one slide that when we are having collaborations with other MOUs with other academic institutions, besides the IITs and other academic institutions, what one new thing has been started these days is this Atal Incubation Centers. Government of India has started an initiative, Atal Incubation Centers. Basically, incubation, you know already the meaning is that you want to incubate some idea. That is the meaning. And fortunately, the BRC or this DI, we are already having 4 Atal Incubation Centers. So your role is, you need to identify the work which is being done by your student, whether that is having any incubation, some idea which can be taken from the lab scale to industrial scale. These adult incubation centers, they will provide all the guidance, whatever is required to take an idea from the lab scale to industrial scale, including the finances, including the hand holding for whatever and the other nitty-gritties are required to mature that idea. So please take advantage of those adult incubation centers also. Sensitize your students. Okay, today the number might be very small and everything starts with as a first step, but I'm sure in future this is going to be a big thing. And these days, even students are also very smart. They know, okay, the gone are the days when majority used to be, okay, I should get a job. Now people want to do, if you ask youngsters, I have interacted on several forms because my position gives me an opportunity to interact with the students. I keep on going to the other, interaction with faculty and students program, and there I can sense that students are really interested these days. Rather than to earn a job, they want to be entrepreneur, they want to be on their own masters. So, and you know that the once this is the this change is happening everywhere or in a fast manner, we know then nobody can stop us from becoming a developed country. So that is another idea. Footprints of projects and professionals I have already told. Online education also I have told. Graduation outcomes I will come. This is another thing in publications. See, typically, means there is a difference between the number of publications. How I know that people are not mentioning the dual affiliation is that when I surf the data and when I found out how many my faculties are there and how many papers they have published. Okay, that give me one number, say 100. And when I find that how many of them have put HBNI name, the number comes out to be 80. So there is a gap of 20. So this means 20 means in 20 papers, the faculties have not mentioned the HBNI name. And that hurts in 2-3 manners. First thing is, brings down our this ranking. So that's why what I request is, mention the dual affiliation and keep on updating your Google Scholar account also. Okay. Because many times whatever is data we are submitting, that data is validated by NRF from third-party sources. And what are the third-party sources are the Web of Science, Scopus, Google Scholar, Indian Citation Index. These are the things. So that's why my request is that every 6 months you go to your Google Scholar account and update it wherever it is required. Mention dual affiliations. This I already told you. Okay, including in your patents also. Okay, and this is where these footprints of the projects and professional practices. This is I have taken from your this faculty page. Okay, so there when you will go there, you can populate all your data. And one of the biggest advantages, as Honorable Vice Chancellor also told, that when some students want to select some guide, okay, they would like to go through. Just like say when you are going for somewhere PDF, what do you scout for? Okay, where means who is the person who is working in this area? How is her publications? And how much active that group is there. Likewise, the same way this information is used by the students. Okay, to update this page, and right now I'm showing you the particular one is related to the project. The name of the project, name of the principal investigator, whosoever is there, name of the funding agency. For example, for the those who are employees of our 4 R&D centers, particularly, I know they don't have any independent project. They are having one Apex project, umbrella project is there. So for them, I want to say is that you mentioned that Apex project hyphen sub project hyphen activity. So I typically give an example. For example, even if you are involved in the design of a heat exchanger, you mention the name of the project, sub project, and then heat exchanger. Okay, and whatever is the value of the heat exchanger you think of, put that as a cost. Because many times this, particularly how much cost you are responsible for, that is not assigned. But this is the way you can work out, and that helps us a lot. Okay. In our ranking also, likewise, if it is I've given you that name of the funding agency, whether this is government or non-government. My colleagues from TMC, I know they get many non-governmental projects, including pharma labs and other bodies and other NGOs also, particularly in cancer field. They can mention all those details over here. Then the further information required is year of the award, and even if in some activity more than one faculty is involved, you can mention the name of the principal investigator and co-investigators also. Okay, it is not like this you are taking out credit from somebody else. If multiple number of people are there, then award year, then fund provided total, and the duration of the project, and then whatever amount you have spent in this year. Even if this is nil, but project is still active, you can put nil. Plus, you need to give some additional this documents, supporting documents, if it is possible, you share with that also. Okay. Now the perception plays a very important role. Okay. If you name, say ISC, if you say Jana means AIMS, if you say IIT, that name itself carries Jana means lot many things. And how the perceptions are built how your students are faring in the field. That is one way. Second thing is that how you project yourself, how you market yourself. We are means we were just teenage, because 2005 we were established, we are just now 21. Okay, so that way, see, people know ISC and IIT, these things, but people don't know much about HBNI. Okay, they know about BRC, but HBNI as such means not many will be knowing. So what is the request is again that now only see people have started recognizing it. Use dual affiliation in all your invited talks, conference presentation. And whatever one slide Rachna has shown that, okay, these are the 14 institutions HBNI. Just like when you go for PDF, okay, I've seen many presentations. And when they come back and when they make in presentation in group board or anywhere, what they show? First slide, name and this. Second slide, oh, I went to such and such place. A nice photograph. Okay, 2 person sitting on a tree. Okay, manager on a standing with mugs. They proudly they show, okay, this was my research group. Same pride you should take in HBNI also. Sure, okay, I did my this PhD, or I am part of such and such institution, and this is an umbrella institution having this 14 CI or OCCs. That one slide is available on our web page, tailor-made. You need not do anything. Okay, you can simply copy that, and then thereafter, what are your photographs and those things you want to include? This is my research group. That is the way. See, one of the way to encourage any person is you give due credit to everybody. And what is the means the way to give credit to your team is you show your team. This is my team. Okay, that helps the students also. That helps the others also. So that way you mention that in all your these invited talks and wherever it is there. And then even when you are going for, say, for example, outreach program, go there. You are our biggest brand ambassadors. Okay, so you mention there, okay, this is my CI or OCC, and we are part of Homi Baba National Institute. And there in that slide, she has shown that the current rankings also, where do we stand. So that gives you a lot of publicity. And in turn, again, as Honorable Vice Chancellor also told that for the people who are working here, if you say you want to switch over to some other institute, or if you want to say looking for the post-retirement, again, gentlemen, the opportunity in the academic field, that will help you. If HBNI is known, only then you will get. Otherwise, you will keep on explaining, okay, what is HBNI? So indirectly, you are helping yourself. That is another way. Online education, I already told you that please create an e-content and not for yourself, but for the national development. Okay, I have given you the most important benefit is remember your days when we were the students and how desperate we used to be that, okay, I could not get into IIT. And you know what is the reason is not it is you are not capable of. The reason was simply means the number of the seats. Okay, it's a means billion plus population, but how many number of seats used to be there? It was not that you were not capable of, but then you were denied the access to the top-notch faculty. Okay, and each of us used to then crave, okay, if I could have been taught by that faculty, maybe life could have been different. So now it is your job to pay back. Having means access to this place, and as I'm telling you that we will facilitate these online recordings, all those things. Please go through this, okay, and create this online content wherever it is possible, not only in English. It can be you can record in your vernacular language also. And our beauty is that I have the people from every language speaking group, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Malayalam, this, that. Rather than keep on fighting on which one is superior or inferior, today is the opportunity. Let us enrich our mother tongue by creating that content. Okay, and help in national building. So that is another thing. You do that. Okay, though we are having many courses, just I mentioned for that, then this is the most important thing. Okay, though they are measuring in graduation outcomes, but what is basically, just in brief, I want to tell it has many things. What thing is that number of the students graduating in minimum time. Okay, now once a student has been assigned to you, the first day itself, you should make an Excel sheet for that student. Okay, keep recording what are the major milestones: coursework completion, OGC, first APR, second APR, third APR. Then make a chart. Okay, by this time we should have first publication, by this time we should have second publication, this, that, and religiously follow that. If you make that template, you are not going to miss any of the timelines. This is the way how you can structure a doctoral or this MTech project work. You can make sure that that will be completed within the stipulated time. Our DDFS students, they are being paid highest in India. The stipend is highest. Okay. Likewise, they are expected to complete their project work within 4 years. I will come to these elements, what are the timelines, but for them, this is 4 years. And having taken care of everything financially, okay, if guide is capable enough and student is also capable enough, in the sense in listening to the guide, because guide is always capable. The only on the student's part is that whether commitment. That is the only thing you expect. If they commit, it is possible to complete that work within 4 years. Okay, and likewise, what I've told you is again, let me do that. I request all my faculty members, whether in their capacity as a guide or members of the monitoring or doctoral committees, please make sure that the work get completed within the stipulated time. All of you know that if the work doesn't get completed in the stipulated time, what I have seen is I have gone through those theses, because theses come to me, and many times I enjoy reading that, and I can give you my feedback. The more delayed a thesis is, the quality of the thesis and the time, they are inversely related. The reason being that if you look at the PhD thesis is something not like this is a closed, this is an open work. Okay, you don't know what is where the closure is when you are starting. You have some vague idea. Typically, what happens is that the moment the time it starts taking more time, student loses interest, and there are obvious reasons. One thing is stipend gets come. You won't get the stipend if you are a DTFS student or that way. If you are an employee, you will say, okay, now it is taking much more time. Other activities, because they are already married, this, that, other family matters, they start taking center stage. Likewise, if it is a full-time student, you know biological clock is ticking, and you know that now I need to get married. Okay, if I'm getting over is, I don't know whether I will get a bride or bridegroom. I don't know. Several features are there. So please take care. That's why I say when you are guiding a student, you are like a father figure or motherly figure for him or her. It's your responsibility to take care of everything. Okay, and that you can take care by ensuring that the work gets completed within the stipulated time. Okay, likewise, whenever these APRs are there, okay, I know that those student listens, but many times they miss what is this mid course correction is required or what were the comments. It is the role and responsibility of the guide to convey those in unambiguous terms, or maybe if they were qualitative, to make them quantitative, make student understand, okay, this is what is required. Okay, and then likewise taking care of the publications, because you know that in whatever disciplines you are there, there is requirement of some minimum number of publications. Now let me come to, having said that, which were role and responsibility, though I tried to complete in slides, but I know that it is difficult to enumerate each and every aspect or each and everything. Broadly only I told you that, okay, these are the requirements from the faculty. And now let me go to this UGC norms applicable to HBNI faculty. What are there? What are your entitlements? What it says is, and which is applicable to us also. PhD program shall be for a minimum duration of 3 years. Typically, that means the day somebody has enrolled, you will find in our academic code of practice also how we have adopted these guidelines. Okay, minimum duration is 3 years and maximum is 5 years. A maximum of additional, and I told you that this is maximum 5 years for as per this UGC guidelines, but for our DDFS students, this is 4 years. Okay, maximum is 4 years, and maximum of an additional 2 years can be given through a process of re-registration as per the statute ordinance of the HEI concerned, provided, however, the total period for completion of a PhD program that cannot exceed 8 years from the date of admission in the PhD program. So 8 years is the maximum limit. Okay, you try to complete within the 5 years. Then again, when you are having a female student with you, please take care of the female students and persons with disabilities. Okay, they have been given an additional relaxation of the 2 years. Moreover, to take care of their child if they are married, and this maternity leave, child care leave once in entire duration up to 240 days, that is allowed to them. So please be sensitive to those requirements also. Wherever this is there, encourage them to take those leaves, because after all, the future depends on how our child will be there, and it is our duty, collective duty of the society, to take care of our children also. Okay, so please don't feel that this is something like this. This is an obligation. This is our duty to the society, and whenever such circumstances there, encourage the student to take that leave, rather than telling no, please complete the work. Okay, then how many this students you are entitled for? Typically, I'm going through this. Okay, first point is that see, once you are a faculty of HBNI, you cannot be a faculty of any other institute. That is not permissible as per UGC. At a one point of time, you can be only under one institution. So that is why what it says, that such recognized research supervisors cannot supervise research scholars in other institutions, where they can only act as co-supervisors. You can be only co-guide for those students. Okay, for example, we are having MOU with many other institutions, and IIT, you want to supervise a student, you can supervise as a co-guide, but not as a guide. That is the thing. Okay, then likewise, the eligibility is for the professors, associate professors, and assistant professors is 8, 6, and 4. In your capacity as a guide as well as co-guide taken together. Okay, if you are an assistant professor, you can guide at a time only 4 students, including guide and co-guide. Let me repeat, including guide and co-guide. Likewise, for the associate professor, 6, and for professors, the maximum limit is 8. But in case you are having some project which is of national importance, or some foreign students are there, then you have been given the relaxation of 2 more students you can have as per this UGC. And now I will come to this academic ordinance and academic code of practices. Otherwise, in that folder, these are there. Both ordinances and those are there. You can open that also. Okay, this is the academic ordinance part. Go to the next page. Next page. Download it from the site only. Okay, this is the ordinance. This gives in brief what are the rules, but the details which are applicable for the student, they are in the academic code of practice. Go down. Go down. Okay, these are the general. Means what are the general, means this general features. Many of those things Rachna has also covered, Dr. Rachna, and I have also told many things. Please go down. This tells about the leave rules, how means what is the attendance, how they are governed. These are the general. Okay, not the academic part. And these are the, they leave it here. Then these are typically means the agencies, because the students many times ask from where I will get this certificate, from where I will get the transcript, from where I will get the provisional degree certificates. This is the where what is given, who is the agencies. Okay, they are mentioned over here. The student can refer to this. Whenever some question arises, you can simply tell the student, okay, please go through this document, so that they need not go here and there. Go down. Go down. These are the again general rules. Okay, conduct of the program, what is duration. Now go back to this. Yeah, close it or minimize it, and go to this code of practice.
Sir, slides are not visible, sir.
As the slides are not visible, please share. Yeah, thanks for pointing out. Now you can go to this also. अगर साइट पे है तो साइट पे दिखा सकते हैं from where they can download. आया है? It is taking time. It might be slower here. See, this is our website. Every now and then you visit this website and be aware of, see, many times in these conferences, many times many circulars or the whatever benefits students are having, you will be getting regular emails. So please, first thing is whatever is being sent by this my IT team, go through those things. If it is that is relevant to your student, because you are supposed to take care of the student, then guide the student accordingly, where they can participate, what is means conference or webinar is being organized. All those things are there. Likewise on awards, everything. Whatever Okay, but these online people are there now. Everybody is there. Okay, okay. It's difficult to go back now. Okay. So this OGC is another important milestone which is there. So please take care of the OGC also. Then go down. Allotment of PhD guide. All these things are there. Formulation of the research work. Number of PhD students per faculty. Whatever I have told you, this UGC norms, they are already enumerated over here. Then minimum period of residency, as I told you, that 3 years and 5 years, that is also mentioned over here. Program tenures and extensions, how many extensions you can get, those things are further over here. Criteria and procedure for off-campus research. See, this is also another important parameter. See, many students, they have completed their thesis work, but still there are some work like only either analysis of the results to some extent, or maybe writing of the thesis is pending. And if they are getting somewhere placement, off-campus placement, they can join that. But provided all the experimental work and other formalities that has been completed. For that, you need to make an application to HBNI well before students joins, along with the joining letter and with the letter that sporting that thus the institute where he or she is joining, they permit her to continue with the PhD program. And second stipulation is that if that situation arises, student need to complete whatever is the period left as on that day. For example, what I mean to say is that if your enrollment is valid, say for example 31st August 2026, okay, or 30th July, and today the student is going for off-campus this research, this means student need to complete all the work up to 30th. No more extension will be granted. Let it be 4 years or 5 years. That is the requirement. Okay. So this is also one of the criteria where many people make a miss. That's why I want to highlight. Annual reviews, I've already told that that is mandatory as per UGC, as per HBNI. Then publications, that is also minimum requirement is there for each discipline, and that requirement is different. You are supposed to consult your BOS. Okay, for that. Pre-synopsis seminar, once the thesis has been completed, student is given to make a pre-synopsis seminar, and after that, the synopsis need to be submitted along with the thesis within a period of 3 months. So everything is written over here. Please go next. Anyway, the monitoring committees and doctoral committees, what are their roles and responsibilities, what is the composition of the monitoring committee, doctoral committee, everything is mentioned over here. Go to the next. Then go slow a little bit. Then this is the review process. Yeah, please. How means the guide along with the doctoral committee, they are supposed to propose the name of the thesis reviewers whom they feel that they are competent in the field to the BOS, and then typically again and it is again by request that wherever you are proposing a reviewer, okay, just to make the thesis review process happen well within time, it is a good idea to take prior permission from the person whom you are recommending, because that saves a lot of time. Many times if that work is not done, you can always say that, okay, I am proposing you as one of the reviewers for my so and so student. He has worked on this area and these are the gentlemen silent findings, whether you will be able to review this work. Once he or she gives consent, and simultaneously you can mention a line, I am just proposing, you may not be the final reviewer, because that is not in my control. Okay, so that way, if the reviewer says, okay, yes, I am okay with it, when our thesis goes to, if happens to go to that reviewer, at least he will review the work well within time. So please make sure that these are the minor things where you can save a lot of time. And I know that many of you have gone through this process and you have suffered because of these things. So please note that. That will help you a lot. Go to the next slide. Okay, submission of thesis for review. Keep that ready. Review process, again, everything is mentioned over here. Okay, go to the next. Go to the next. And this is again, how many, whether you have sent to two, if one says yes, one says no, what is going to happen, how means what are the outcomes. Again, you need not ask anybody, everything is mentioned over here. Go to the next slide. Final Viva OC examination. Again, what is the composition of the committee, how many person are allowed online, what is the requirement, those are also mentioned over here. Go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. Go to the next. Then this is the, once everything is over, what is the procedure for the award of the degree, that is also mentioned over here. And go to the next slide. Then regarding the students, if some person from other CI institute, he or she wants to join over here. Okay, several times this can happen. Those things are also mentioned over here. Go to the next slide. Yeah. So these are the things. And then similarly, the research involving classified work. What is the procedure for the review of those theses? That is mentioned over here. Because in those cases, the publications might not be allowed. So that's why then special mention of there is there. And similarly, research involving patentable results. That also involves some specific procedure, because once something is published, it cannot be patented. Okay, the rules and regulations governing those cases are also mentioned over here. So this was all about one discipline I have shown you. Rest of the disciplines, whichever is applicable to you, you can go through this. This was in a short from me. Thank you very much. And now the floor is open for the questions. If you have any doubts, any questions, we can discuss those things. So first from those persons who are present in person over here, if you are having any queries, you can raise that.
Sir, I have one question.
Tell me.
Sir, why HBNI is not having a centralized lab? Because students are facing lots of problems for characterization the material. So other universities or IITs, they are having centralized lab. So that is the biggest challenge for the student, because they are not getting proper characterization technique in time.
See, first thing is, if you look at any of our R&D centers, okay, what I mean to say is that, see, many of our institutes, they are already having this state-of-the-art instruments, but something is not there. There, the HBNI follows the policy of the resources optimization. Okay, we are trying to, perhaps we have made where are all these facilities are available. Okay, you can always refer to whichever lab is there across all our CIs and OCCs. You can refer for characterization to those places. Right now, that is the first one. Because see, some instruments are highly costly. Okay, there it is not possible to give to each and everybody. Okay, so what we follow is, we have the advantage that we are having 14 centers, and like we have this collaboration with many other leading academic institutions also. For example, including IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIT Kharagpur. Okay, so wherever it is possible, we need to be a lot of some sort of, you can say, the smart work, in the sense that you need to identify beforehand. Okay, this sort of characterization will be required. You start preparing documents for that. Once it goes there, I'm sure that they will do it quite fast. Right now, that is the case. I know. No. They don't ask for the authorship. No. If somebody is asking for if somebody is asking for the authorship, that is unethical. Number one. Okay, they can ask for the money, they can ask for the charges if it is outside HBNI. Okay, usually don't. If the such issue is there, you can point out to us and you can take care of it. Okay. I will come to this side then. So if you are facing anything like that somebody is asking for the authorship or that, okay, you can discuss with us. We have. Otherwise, see, what I know is you are the specialist in that field, and from your contacts and from your this expertise, you already know where such instrument exists. You can ask us. And you can ask even see what is the very purpose of making the doctoral committee, and this is that to sort out this sort of things. You might not be knowing. Even you need not come to me, because I may not be from that field. But your doctoral committee, there will be definitely the person who are experts in the field, and they will be able to guide you. Okay, such and such instruments exist as such and such lab. You can approach that lab, and you can get your work done from there. So we have just started just finished. Just first question was there. Please go. Yeah. Precisely, it is for the academic collaboration. Or sir can add more on that.
Yes,
Okay.
just to very precisely answer your question, with or without MOU, you can definitely access the facilities. It all depends on your personal contact also. With MOU, you have little more authority. This is the additional advantage you have while having MOU, with any institution. But at the end of the day, it depends on personal contacts of you and your other colleagues. Again, like in my own case, most of the time I do on collaboration basis. It is much more easier. But co-author basis. But you can do through payment basis also, and for that one should use HBNI as the affiliation. The charges for BRC or IGCAR and HBNI are altogether different. HBNI being a university, all these facilities they charge much less, and for that there is a pro forma which is to be signed by, I think, registered HBNI signs that. HBNI has to sign. Your Dean Academy can sign there, and from our side also one of us can sign.
So his question was precisely this, that sir, he wanted to know that they are asking for the co-authorship. See, if it is something like chargeable basis, they may not be asking for the co-authorship. Otherwise,
but on chargeable basis, please also remember that they also will not put. They also will do some technician. So all of them have technicians who run the machines round the clock. So they also will not put the kind of efforts which one can get while authorship basis. So one formula which one can have, give authorship in 1 out of 3 papers or so. Sometime you can acknowledge them. They will not mind also. The other strategies I would share with you. And yesterday only, day before yesterday only, someone called me from BRC to find whether we can help them to get entry permit to BRC. The person will come through MOU. I said that we cannot do because HBNI, neither BC sir nor me have authority to sign entry permit for BRC. Whether entry permit or accommodation, NBS, TSH, we can only recommend. All that is a local matter. So at CI level, it has to be dealt with. Any other question?
there is also one possibility that you can request for email ID with hbni.ac.in, because sometimes you may not be able to get with your BRC gov.in many of the big attachments and files. But this hbni.ac.in you can get. But again, it will come through BRC system.
Correct.
But you will have some difficulty. But it is you can outside the BRC campus. This is operated.
Sometime publication.
8 MB, na?
Yes,
8
sir.
MB
Yeah.
we will get.
Sometime publication charges, the rates are different for a university like HBNI and for R&D lab like BRC. These are the options available once you join us as a faculty member. Any other question? Task, as Vijay sir mentioned, update your profile and update regularly afterwards. That should be done. It is mandatory. Yes. Any question from online participants? Pandita.
Hi. Can I ask some question?
Yes, please.
I'm Dr. Ritik Dev from NICER. I just wanted to know, so sometimes these grant agencies, they have different mandates for universities versus CIs. Like, for example, I'm from NICER. So in that case, can we actually put HBNI as one of our an institute through which we can ask for the grant, or it has to be through the CI?
There's a technical problem. If you put HBNI as your affiliation in your grant application, money has to come to HBNI only, and that's where lies the problem. So money has to come from funding agency like ANRF, for example, to accounts in your organization. While you may put in your CV to add to strengthen your CV, professor in HBNI and all that, but we can't receive money for faculty members because there is some technical issue. Accounts, there are some issues with that. So please do get money in your own, my own JC post fellowship initially was having some problem, which we somehow sorted out.
Okay, thank you.
So shall we conclude it here, sir?
Yeah.
Question answer. Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Dean, distinguished faculty members, esteemed speakers, and dear participants. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks on the occasion of this faculty induction program. At the outset, I express our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Kamochi Mudli sir, for his inspiring opening remarks and for setting the tone for today's program. His guidance continues to provide direction to all academic activities of HBNI. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor A.K. Tyagi, the Dean HBNI, for his warm welcome address and constant support in strengthening academic frameworks within the institution. I also wish to place on record our appreciation for the insightful presentations made by Dr. Rachna Agrawal for providing a comprehensive overview of HBNI and Professor Naveen Kumar for elaborating on ordinances and guidelines for faculty members. My sincere thanks to all faculty members who actively participated in the interactive session and contributed meaningfully to the discussions. I also acknowledge the efforts of all those who work behind the scene, like our IT team, our non-teaching staff, in organizing this program and ensuring its smooth conduct. Finally, I thank all participants for their enthusiastic presence and engagement. We hope this program will serve as a valuable foundation for your academic journey with HB9. With these words, I once again thank everyone and conclude the session. Thank you very much. कहाँ पे sir? Here actually people take. So we will now reassemble for a group photograph.
Yeah, somebody should go there and organize everybody.
You all can stand up.
Behind.